Hello, I'm Dr. Rhoberta Shaler, the Relationship Help Doctor, and I provide urgent and ongoing care for relationships in crisis. And one of those may be that you are staying with someone who treats you poorly. They are not playing on your team, they're playing on theirs. They are not fair, they are not thoughtful, they are not considerate, they are not equal or reciprocal or mutual. And if you've listened to my other broadcasts, you'll know that equality, reciprocity, and mutuality are essential to having a healthy relationship. So today I wanted to just briefly talk about 5 mistaken beliefs that you might have that are keeping you stuck in a relationship that is actually emotionally abusive. I know you're not happy to think that you're staying in a relationship that's abusive. No one is. But we really have to wake up and smell the herbal tea. When someone demeans us or belittles us, puts us down, treats us poorly, dismisses us, any of those things speaks poorly of us to us or in front of our children or to our families or friends. All of these things are emotionally abusive. And we really have to notice, what are you telling yourself that causes you to stay? So here are 5 things. The first one is huge. You honestly believe the other person loves you. Now, if we really are waking up and smelling the herbal tea, you have to give your head a shake right at this moment, because a person who loves you does not speak poorly about you or to you, treats you with respect, makes you feel safe, and makes you feel loved and cared about. So if there is a person in your life who is making you feel small or demeaned or dismissing you or any of the things I mentioned a moment ago, that person cannot at the same time be loving you. You get that? I know you want to believe that that person loves you somewhere deep down in their heart, or that they convinced you that they do way at the beginning of your relationship. But their behavior is screaming, I don't love you. And you always need to believe the behavior. I remember having a client in my office who I'd seen many times, and she came in with a big mark across her face. I said, what happened to you? She said, he hit me with a hairbrush. I said, well, that is really not right. That is abusive. She said, oh, no, I know he loves me. I said, how do you know that? She said, well, 3 weeks ago, he brought me flowers and told me he did. I said, okay, sit down. What did he want 3 weeks ago? Had you been not speaking to him? Had you been withholding sex? Did he want something particular from you? And so he did that whole sham of bringing you flowers and telling you he loved you. And then he again abuses you. So there's an example. That's on her face was not a love tap. That was abuse. And her mistaken desire to believe that he loved her was keeping her stuck in an abusive relationship. Now, yes, she was in a physically abusive relationship as well as a verbally and emotional abusive one. But you don't want to stay in any relationship that's abusive. You deserve so much more. So the first thing that you might be telling yourself mistakenly as to why you might stay with an abuser is that you believe he or she loves you. No, they don't, or they would be behaving as though they did all the time, at least 95, 8% of the time. So not that. The second mistaken belief you might have is that somewhere deep inside yourself, you believe that you deserve to be treated badly. No one does. In a loving relationship, no one does deserve to be treated badly. And the one thing that a hijackal will do, and you know that's my word for these chronically difficult, relentlessly difficult people, one thing a hijackal will do is that they will tell you that you are not worth anything, that nobody else would have you, that you're lucky that they put up with you. And if you've heard that message from a parent before, or you've been treated poorly by a parent, this hijackal partner that you have will simply keep building on that to make you feel as though you don't deserve to be loved. In fact, they'll make you feel like you don't deserve to take up space or draw breath. And that is just not right on any level. It absolutely isn't. And so you need to recognize that it is not true that you do not deserve to be treated well, nor do you deserve to be treated poorly. So don't be telling yourself at some level that you deserve what a hijackal is dishing out. You don't, and no one does. Now, number 3, you might be thinking this mistakenly. What if the hijackal is right about me? Well, look at their lives. The problem with a hijackal is that they will paint a public picture of perfection. So out in the world, they will look like great people, people you'd like to know. And so you think, what's wrong with me? They don't treat me well. So maybe they're right. Maybe everybody else is better than I am. No, this is what hijackals do. They have to have somebody that they have control over, somebody that they're constantly feeling better than, someone they're constantly putting down, demeaning, and making small so that they feel powerful. So they don't do that out in the world because they wouldn't get the success they want, they wouldn't get the jobs they want, they wouldn't get the compliments that they need. So they save that for home. So they paint a public picture of perfection, and at home they create a private place of pain. And you need to stop believing for one moment that he or she is right when they say everything is your fault and that you're not a worthwhile human being. Don't let that keep you staying stuck. That's a ploy. That is the hijackal's need to have power and control over you. It has nothing to do with who you are. And don't believe them. So what's the third mistaken belief you might have that's keeping you stuck with an abusive person? You may believe that no one will want you. Well, again, if that's the belief that you have, that hijackal created that belief, and maybe a parent before that you're just lucky that this person is putting up with you. Don't go there. This is certainly not true. And make sure that you step up and speak up, not in a nasty way, not in a confrontative way, just simply say things that let the person know that you are not the lowly person they describe you to be, and that you will not put up with being told that you will not allow that to continue. Now, you don't get in their face because that never works with a hijackal. You simply start affirming out loud what's true for you. And you say, no, in my opinion, I believe I am a worthwhile person. No, I always tell the truth. No, I have friends who love me, so therefore I'm not unlovable. So you're not making them wrong. You're just affirming to yourself that, yes, other people do want me. And you will strengthen yourself in that way, because if you're buying into what the hijackal tells you that no one else will want you, then you're falling into that same pattern as you would in number 3, that maybe the hijackal's right, and they are not. And in no way did you ask for this, like number 2, and in no way does this demonstrate that the hijackal loves you, as in number 1. So all of these things are very related. And the last one for today, although there are so many more, and I hope you'll listen to many of the broadcasts that I have, so that you'll get all the different parts of relationship with a hijackal and how to leave and what to do, is that you may be staying because of the children. Now, you might think that that is a natural and normal and wonderful consideration, and it is. You do need to think about it. But you also need to think about, all right, if I stay with this hijackal, my children are seeing this model of how a relationship goes, how a man treats a woman, how a woman treats a man. They're learning all of that from the minute they draw breath. So the earlier that you can get your children away from that situation, the better. However, let me say this. Every situation is different, and I can't give you advice unless I know you. But you do have to think about these two things. On the one hand, if you leave, you get your children away from the modeling of a poor relationship and the modeling of the hijackal behavior, so that your children might think that that's okay. But if you do leave, you may lose some custody of the children. Many times, all of a sudden in a divorce, the hijackal wants more time than he or she has ever spent with the children. And it's not because they all of a sudden value the children. It's because they want to get to you. They want to take something away from you. They want to have power and control over you. So in the question of leaving because of the children, you also have to think, okay, when I'm in this relationship, I can observe and monitor everything that happens and is said to the children, and I can counteract this. If I leave, then there is going to be time when the children are only with the hijackal, and I don't know what they're telling them. So it's a very delicate balance. It depends on the age of the children, what's happened in the relationship, what's happening with you. Everyone is individual. So this is just something I want you to think about. If you're telling yourself that I have to stay because of the children, know that no. That is a carefully calibrated decision, and that you may need help with that. In fact, almost certainly you need help with that, because you can't see clearly when you're so emotionally distraught and being abused by a hijackal. So I hope these 5 mistaken beliefs that can keep you stuck in an abusive relationship wake you up to the fact that no, they really are mistaken beliefs. And the hijackal is well invested in having you believe those things. They want you to believe that they love you because they don't want you to leave them. They would lose having power over you if they did. They want you to believe that you are not worthy of anything better. They want you to believe that they're right about everything being your fault and what a nasty, unworthwhile person that you are. And they want you to believe that no one else would want them, so you'll stay with them. And they want you to feel really, really guilty at the idea of taking the children from them. So, lots of things to think about. None of these things are black and white. Each one needs to be carefully calibrated for you and by you and with you. I'm always here to help you. Just go to FOR, relationship help, HELP.com, and you can have a first introductory session with me there, or you can go to my YouTube channel at For Relationship Help, or come and visit the website and sign up for my tips for relationships, or you can become a part of my Patreon group at patreon.com, patreon.com/Rhoberta Shaler. And remember, you spell that RHOBERTASHALER. I hope this helps you. I hope it wakes you up to say, I don't have to stay stuck with those limiting beliefs. Because honestly and truly, you don't, and I want to help you get free. Take good care.